Hunter x Hunter stars Devon Sawa as Joseph, who lives in the remote wilderness with his family as fur trappers, but their tranquility is threatened when they think they are being hunted by the return of a rogue wolf, and Joseph leaves them behind to track it. This is written and directed by Linden, and this is his third feature film, though I'm not familiar with his first two, which are called Nobody and The Good Lie. The rest of the cast also includes Camille Sullivan as Joseph's wife Anne, Summer H. Howell as their daughter Renee, and Nick Stahl as a wounded man they take in. This film wasn't what I was expecting it to be. Watching this felt at times like I was watching one of those very raw, grimy horror films from the 1970s, such as the Texas Chainsaw Massacre or the original Last House on the Left. I won't give any major details away, other than the fact that when Joseph goes tracking the wolf down, he discovers something out there that may imply there's something more than meets the eye. And while the film doesn't replicate the grainy feel of those 1970s horror films that I mentioned earlier, the way the camera moves with the characters at times, the eerie score, along with some of the camera angles being from extreme points of view, you definitely get that feel, along with the fact that it can get incredibly violent and gory, though I won't reveal any specific scenes. While we do learn a little bit about this family, such as how Joseph wants to stay isolated from the rest of the world, while Anne's concerned about Renee having something resembling a normal upbringing, I also wouldn't call this a character-based film. There are a lot of little details that are brought up throughout this that only feel mildly touched upon and don't really amount to all that much. Now, I thought all the performances were great, and I thought Renee was by far the most intriguing of the characters, especially as she wants to learn to be like her dad and is incredibly resilient, but they could have leaned in more to some of its character-based elements to make us really connect with them and consistently be invested in them. Now, I think the film starts off very strong. The first 30 minutes where we get introduced to this family and we see their encounters with the wolf were all very effective and reminded me a bit of a B-movie creature feature. I also thought that the final half hour was excellent, with probably one of the most thrilling, shocking endings I've seen in a movie all year. The middle portion for me, though, is where the movie's noticeably at its weakest. I think this is by far the slowest part of the film, and it felt like what we got was even more setup after already getting that with a solid first act. Now, I'm not saying I don't like a good slow burner, but it just kept introducing all these plot elements, and some of them, as I mentioned, didn't really go anywhere, while also not so much expanding on whatever they introduced in that first act. I think had they gone deeper with some of these plot elements, it would have been a stronger middle section. And this second act might be a turnoff for some, but I still think the film culminates in a very satisfying conclusion, and considering it also does start strong, it makes up for that half hour or so that has a drastically different shift in quality. I wish that once it hooked you in, it did more consistently to maintain your interest. But the good ultimately outweighs the bad. 2/3 I really liked, 1/3 not so much, so it's still definitely worth a watch for horror fans. Hunter x Hunter gets a 7 out of 10. So, let me know, did you see Hunter x Hunter, or are you planning to see it, and what were your thoughts? Did you find it scary? Did you find it thrilling? And what's your favorite wolf-themed movie? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it, and for more movie reviews and film discussion, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll catch you next time.